Can you guys hear me? Perfect. Okay, that's awesome. I wasn't sure how soon to come on because I did not know how long it would take me to get everything all set up. So I'm a little bit early, but I've got plenty of things to talk about. Let's do that. I think that looks about right. There we go. All right. Piper, if you want to come on over, we'll go ahead and get started. Still trying to straighten up my video a little bit. There's a big delay, so I really have to look at what I see in the screen and not what is. There we go. Let's see how that does.
Hi guys.
Am I really that crooked? Oh, I sure am. All right, let's fix that. All right. So I took a few notes so I don't forget to say anything that I want to say. Okay, I think I can get with that. That's pretty straight. All right. So everybody knows this is Tracie, aka Nanner BaNanner, and I've got Piper with me today helping. We still have about 15 minutes before we're officially supposed to start, so I thought we could just chat for a few minutes, and then I'll go over how I'm going to do the giveaways and show you each giveaway before we get going on that particular one and go from there. So let's see here. All right, let's see. I'm going to read some of the comments real quick and see what everybody's saying. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Kat. Thanks so much, everybody, for stopping in and supporting my channel. I finished and wrapping up my last journal today and was able to put the last of the few items that were on my desk in with the big, I don't know which one you guys will think is the neater giveaway item, but I've got a journal I'm giving away, a set of embellishments that I made throughout the month, and then I have everything that I didn't use, which is a lot actually. It's not really what I call a journal kit because you will definitely need to add some of your own things to it, but potentially, you know, you've got enough to make 3 journals in this pile of stuff that someone's going to win. So to me, as a junk journaler, I would like that item probably the most. And then I've got a surprise at the end of the live that I'm going to share for anyone who doesn't win something. or I'm sure there's some people that are subscribed to my channel that will not be able to make the live just because of schedule conflict and things like that, and spending time with family and other commitments, and wanted to give them an opportunity to win something too. So, all right. So I think we will go ahead. It's about 15 minutes early. I'm going to talk about next month. So next month is going to be Sunbonnet Sue. That's going to be the new theme. I'm ready to move on to something new. I enjoyed the Raggedy Ann and Andy series, but definitely I'm looking forward to some new content to share. I was hoping to have the journals ready to put out before the series started, but since I'm still finalizing what I want my journals to actually look like with the supplies I have, I'm going to probably do it just like I did this month, where midway through the month I release the journal kits, and they will have all the items to make the embellishments up to that date that we've done together, as well as items to make a journal. I think that's going to be a good way to do it, and that gives me a couple weeks to finalize a few things. I've got ideas on how I want the journal to look, but I had found some Sunbonnet Sue baby books, and I don't mean baby books like for a baby, but they're from the 1920s and 1940s storybooks about Sunbonnet Sue. I could turn those into journals, but I really want to do a flexible cover journal that will look kind of patchwork, and then have the Sunbonnet Sue applique on there as well. That's what I'm wanting to go for, and I want to make one up as a mock, see what supplies I use, and then go forward with that. We're getting started a little bit before August 1st, but that's okay. I'm going to be releasing all the items I have up to this point video this week, as well as I'm going to start making ephemera for the series this week as well. I will have a really fun Thrifty Thursday video for you guys. I went thrifting over the weekend and found some really neat items that I'll get to share that are not related to the Sunbonnet Sue, but for future journals that I'll be making. I'm excited about that. So that's the plan. Let's see, where are we at? Right now it looks like we've got 8 people on. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. Oh, Stacy, thank you so much. I can't wait to see that something coming in the mail. That's exciting. And Joanne, thanks for understanding. I think that's probably going to be my model moving forward whenever I do a journal series that allows me to put together a kit. It'll come out 2 weeks into the series, and then that way it's also got some ephemera items in there as well for people to make, because I think that's part of the fun, is making the ephemera. That's one thing this month I'm wanting to focus a lot more on making ephemera, even if I don't use it all in these journals. When I was doing the Raggedy Ann and Andy journals, I ran out on my third Little Golden Book journal of items to put into it, and had to make some more up. So this time I'm going to make sure I have more than I could possibly need, and it won't be a big deal because I can always give them away at the end of the month when I do a wrap party for that series as well. I've already said this once, but I mean it. I love that I was able to take everything that was out working on this Raggedy Ann and Andy series and put it together as a giveaway item. I've got it packaged, it looks good, and I don't have to worry about trying to put that stuff back into my craft room. I did all the scrapbook paper I pulled. There was some I didn't use. I went ahead and put that in there. And there's a lot of the cards that I didn't use. And, you know, chances of me needing those for anything in the future is not likely. They're just going to take up space unless someone I send Happy Mail to is doing this theme. So I think it works out perfect to just go ahead and gather that all up and share it with a subscriber. Okay, let's read some comments.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Stacy.
Oh, thanks, Piper. I love that. Sandra, hello. Thank you so much on the last live where I was testing the waters to see if I could even figure this process out, sharing the link that I was on. I really appreciate that. I've got the best subscribers and the best friends on here. You guys are so supportive, and I appreciate it so much.
They want to know how to do the side on your theme.
So for me, it's something, usually I'll find an item while thrifting. It ignites inspiration, and then I pull what I have to see if I've got enough to actually do a journal series. And then if I have quite a few items, I might still go out to eBay, purchase a few things, especially like some vintage items to make the journals a bit more special. That's how I land on my themes. I will say I have more ideas than I have time to process all of them. So in the future, I might put some polls out and see like, okay, I've got stuff to do these 3 journals, these 3 themed journals. What theme do you want to do? And see what the consensus is, that sort of thing, when I can't make a decision. Because instead of doing Sunbonnet Sue, I was going to do Sesame Street, but a lot of people have done Sesame Street recently. So that was one reason I didn't choose to go that path. The other one was I always want to put a digital out when I'm doing a series. That way, if you don't have a book or something you can cut images out of, you've got something to go off of. And on the Sesame Street, it's got more copyrights than the Barbie stuff has. And I was so afraid to cross that line on copyright. I did come up with a digital for Sesame Street. I believe it's probably okay, but I'm going to give it some more time to think about it, and before I decide to go that route. I have a ton of stuff to do a Sesame Street series. I found fabric. I found so much neat stuff. I also have a ton of Mary Englebright that if I don't do before, I'll definitely do maybe around Christmas time, as maybe like November for a Christmas series, because a lot of them are Christmassy themed books. I've got material, I've got cards, I have playing cards, and not to exaggerate at all, but I probably have 10 of her books. And so lots of material to work with. That will be another one that would be tricky as far as not going into a copyright gray area. There's things I could do like labels and, cherries and different things like that. But I wouldn't want it to look too much like her stuff. I also am thinking, I'm not a super big, I love making Halloween journals and stuff like that, but for me, they don't sell real well. And so I'm thinking, instead of doing like in September, October, instead of doing maybe a Halloween theme, I have like a Train Wild West theme, which may sound like something nobody wants to do. I don't know, but it's going to look really neat. It could go very steampunk. The materials I have for it are really fun. I have leather-bound books with image plates of trains, a lot of Western leather-bound books with the same type of stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, that's going to be the part where I may start doing a poll, and it's like, let's vote. I have an apple theme we could do in September. I've got a lot of stuff where I could do some apple journals. But I definitely like feedback on anything. If there's things I'm doing and you guys would like to see something or see something a little different, definitely share your thoughts and opinions. And I will try to do as much as I can to facilitate what you guys are wanting to see, because that's what I want to do. I want to give you guys what you're wanting to see, and at the same time make journals and sell journals and stuff like that. I like being creative. I do something creative every single day, and I think that's what keeps it easy for me to come up with ideas, versus if I took a whole week off, I think it would be harder to jump back in to the idea. Right now, I've got more ideas than I have time to get them all out. Where I think if I took a week off, that may not be the case. They wouldn't just come to me like they do now. Okay, let's see what time it is.
It's 1:56.
Okay, so we have about 4 more minutes. We'll give everybody a few more, little bit more time to get on. Ooh, I have a ton of train stuff, Jennifer. I have vintage train stuff from the 1800s, the 1900s, and recently that's what I'm going to be sharing on my Thursday Thrift Day haul. I found the coolest leather-bound book from the 1970s. It was a series of the Old West. There are trains, there's cowboys, and then I had also done a Goodwill auction and got a really neat vintage. It's what the engineers would have used and drawn out to build the trains that were being built back at the turn of the century. And so you can imagine there's all these schematics that can be added to journals, and keeping in mind, especially on that kind of stuff, I've got enough to make kits. So I would be sharing all that cool stuff. So I think that would be neat. And I'll do shorts. That's the other thing. So like, I love the Halloween catchy stuff and things like that. So like, I'll do a short and show some Halloween ephemera that I'm wanting to make, because I've come up with some really neat ideas, but I probably won't actually make a Halloween journal. But there'll be some ideas that I share via shorts that don't always go with our themes, and that'll be my way of filtering in some other items and things in between us when we're on a series, and then popping in with some other ideas, that sort of thing. So it looks like there is some interest with the idea of doing cowboys and westerns. I didn't know. I personally like that kind of stuff. I think they make really nice journals that, like I said, it can be very steampunk, and you can take them kind of feminine depending on what direction you want, or they can be more masculine if you got a guy that you're wanting to give a journal to. And then just in general, I'm a huge history buff, and I think it'd be cool to have a journal about that kind of stuff with a lot of historical documents and things like that in it. That Joanne, that's me. I did a Halloween journal last year that was Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven, was what it was based on. So if I ever do choose to do a quote quote Halloween journal series, it would be more literature based for me. And not that there's anything wrong with the cute Halloween stuff, because like I said, I will be putting out some shorts with some cute Halloween ephemera that I've got ideas for, but I just don't feel inspired to do like a whole journal of that sort of stuff. And that's just me. There's nothing wrong with it. It's cute. I just personally don't have that.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, guys, we've got a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and talk about how I'm going to do the giveaway. And I want to thank Piper for helping me today. Reading the comments and responding, Piper, is helping me so much. It really is a whole lot easier doing a live when you got a helper. That is for sure. So the first thing we're going to do, how it's going to work, is I'm going to show you the item that's going to be in the giveaway. I've got 3 planned for the live. I'm going to type in, choose a number for giveaway item 1, and you'll pick a number from 1 to, and however many people we have in here, it'll be either 1 to 25, or if we were to get a whole lot more people here in the next couple minutes, it might be 1 to 50. We'll decide when it gets closer to time. The first person that types in a number closest to the number Piper draws without going over will be the winner. And I've got my email listed in the description box. So you will email me your information so I can mail this to you. That's how we're going to do it. All I ask is that you have subscribed to the channel to be eligible to win.
Thank you, Stacy.
Yes, Piper's doing an awesome job, isn't she, Stacy? And then we'll do that for each of the items. And then I will go over again at the end of this video, because there'll be people that aren't able to hop on and they may take the time and watch this in replay, because this isn't a typical like tutorial video. And if they do, I want to like let them know, hey, I really appreciate you, as well as anyone that is in the live that doesn't win anything. I'm going to make it where I give away one of the little golden book journals. We'll do a flip through of that at the end that you haven't seen yet. And you're going to comment when this live is able to be rewatched. In those comments, you would comment your favorite toy from your childhood. All those names will go in a random drawing, and I'll draw one out and contact you, let you know that yours was the name I drew. You can share your information with me so I can get that item shipped to you. And I will do that. That video will become rewatchable sometime today. And I'm going to draw the name on at the end of July and then get it shipped by August 1st.
Thank you, Terry.
So
I like my name too.
That's the plan. Do you care if I tell them what your middle name is?
Yeah, I don't care.
I love her name. It's Piper Faye. I just love her middle name too. A lot of times I'll say Piper Faye.
They got Faye from my grandma because that's her name.
Yep.
Her actual name's Elizabeth, but we call her Faye.
Yeah, her middle name is Elizabeth Faye. That's her great grandma, and we're lucky she's still here with us. And that's one of the people Piper was named after.
Yeah.
And we all know how I got my name, Nanner BaNanner. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and let Piper read through the comments. If there's any questions, Piper, let me know. I'll stop what I'm doing and answer them. I'm going to show you the first item that's going to come up as a giveaway. I think you'll be surprised at how much stuff was left over after I made all the journals. So this is my pile of stuff. And the first item I'm going to show you are the leftover felt hearts that I cut out. And then there's some bingo cards that I used for making the journal topper for the monthly. I just went ahead and put the rest of those in here. And then I had some hearts that I had planned on using to make pockets in the little golden book journals. And I actually did in one of them that I've not done a flip through yet. You'll see it when I do the flip through here in a little bit. So I put the rest of those hearts in here as well. So that's one package. And this is all #1 giveaway items. This is what was left over.
Thank you, Sandra. You guys are making my day.
Oh. So then I had almost the whole deck of Raggedy Ann and Andy playing cards. And again, I'll probably never use these again unless I sent somebody Happy Mail that I knew had a Raggedy Ann or Andy theme or liked Raggedy Ann and Andy. So I just decided, instead of storing these and having to find a place in my craft room, I'm just going to go ahead and pass those on to my next journal making friend. I have a lot of the bulky yarn I included, and then there is some red gingham wide ribbon, some of the little applique flowers that I didn't use, a couple gingham napkins, some tickets, one of the Raggedy Ann and Andy vintage birthday invitation cards as well. Right, I've got a package of material scraps. The red and white gingham I thought would look good with one of the books that I have here. It actually probably work on all of them, but it's a pretty big piece of that. And then I have a couple other different types of material I included that I used for spines that was leftover or odd cut pieces, so you could make fabric clusters, or like I said, the red and white gingham would be enough to make a journal. I have an envelope with, this has a lot of like bits and pieces of scrapbook paper that I didn't get used. You could either do well tails, or the pieces are big enough you could make tags. So I just put those in one of the red envelopes and included that. My leftover mini popcorn bags, I'm including those. Again, I don't know, I might use those in the future, but it's easier just to get new ones than it is to try and put those back into my stash. So these are the books that I had that I could have made journals out of, but I didn't. This one was a Christmas one, and I decided I would want to have made ephemera that had a Christmas theme, and that would be a lot of, I don't know, I just felt like it was going off topic a little too much, so I included this this book as a one that you guys could use to maybe make a Raggedy Ann and Andy Christmas junk journal, and it was from 1977. And then this book, I loved it, and I still love it, but it just did not have very much actual Raggedy Ann and Andy in it. It's mostly their dog, the stories about their dog. So I'll just flip through it here a little bit. And it is from, let's see if I've got a date in this one. I don't see a date, but I'm guessing it might be from the 80s. But you'll see there's not a ton of images of Raggedy Ann and Andy, but it can still make a really cute book, I think. Just not quite as tuned into the theme that I was doing this month for me to want to use it.
They said that's neat. Didn't realize the characters had a dog.
Yeah, they had a dog and a cat. Yeah, I haven't seen one picture in here of Raggedy Ann and Andy. Oh, there it is, right on the last page. But it's still a really cute book, but hopefully someone else will want to make a journal out of that. I included the rest of the Raggedy Ann and Andy coloring book. I figure, you know, you can use it for signature pages, color pages, whatever you want to use it for. This is a packet of signature pages, large pieces of scrapbook paper that I had pulled that I thought I might use in the journal, but I didn't. And yeah, there's lots here. Someone can definitely, I would think, get a journal out of what I'm sending, and then maybe need to use some of their own stuff to get, if they wanted to make 2 more journals. And then this book, I actually ordered it on eBay, and I really thought I would make a journal out of this, but what I have found is I'm not big on really large journals. I just feel like they're an odd size to work in. Not that there's anything wrong with big ones. This one's from 1978. It's a beautiful book, and it is intact. I just personally, for me, it was too big. And even the images to like cut up and use for ephemera were just not the right size. So hopefully someone does make a journal using this, and I would love to see it if they do, because it's a cute book. It's a really darling book. All right, so that's going to be my giveaway item number 1. Let me get this stacked back up. All right, we'll set that right there, and I'm going to type in giveaway item 1. You can put in your numbers. I'm going to give it just a little bit of time, and that way if there's lag, everyone has a chance to get their numbers in.
That's really cool, Susie and Jane.
Oh,
They said they have a homemade Raggedy Ann doll.
nice. I had one growing up. I loved that thing. So we've got giveaway number 1, and I'm going to hit start, and then I'll hit stop when we're going to stop putting numbers in. And we are going to be taking, so any numbers you've already put in, you're going to actually put them in after my start. I'm going to give it several minutes. The first number that does not go over the number Piper pulls will be the winner. And we're just going to give it a few minutes here, and you're going to want to pull a white ticket because that's 1 to 25, and we're at 17 watching, so we shouldn't. Well, that's not true. I forgot to tell you what range for the numbers. It's 1 to 25. Sorry, guys. If I need to put that back in. I think everybody is under 25, so we're good. Okay. So 1 to 25, and it's 1 to 25, Susie. Sorry, I trying to remember all the things and I forgot that. All right, I don't see any more numbers coming in. I just want to go back and make sure anyone that put in a number before I hit the go has gotten to put a number back in again. Susan, Jennifer, I totally love you. Okay. So got her. With Jennifer, and make sure Susan is in here. Yes, we do. So we're good. We're good. Everybody has put a number in, so perfect. Okay, Piper, what number do you have?
I have 17.
So let's see. Hi, Kat. Let's see if we have, let me hit stop.
The closest one that I saw is I totally love it.
Okay, let me double check. And then if that's the case, we will announce her as the winner of giveaway 1. I just have to make sure. I totally love it. What was the number again?
17.
Okay, let me show that real quick on camera. Okay, so the number is 17. I totally love it has 15. Double check. All right, you are correct. Way to go. Okay, so I totally love it is the winner of giveaway number 1. Again, my email address is in the description, so if you'll shoot me an email with your information, I'm going to write this down, and that way I have it. Also, I will ask, I don't know if I've shared this already, once you win, I would like it if you wouldn't try to win any of the other items. That way we can have 3 winners, 3 different people. Okay, so let me move that out of the way. You can go ahead and put that back in there. Someone may pick 17 again. You never know. All right. Okay, so the next item that will be up is ephemera. I'm going to go ahead and type in giveaway 2 so you can put your numbers in, and that gives everybody a chance to put a number in. All right, so if you want to go ahead and put your numbers in, again, this will be 1 to 25 is the number range, and I will show you what this giveaway is. All right, so this is one of the corner cards that we made to go over the edge of a page. And our shaker, it can either be a journaling card or a pocket or a tip in. We have the little mini popcorn bag with a tag. We have a couple paint chip tags here that we did together. And then this is the textured paste that I have been wanting to use textured paste forever. and didn't want to spend the money to buy any, not knowing if I would ever use it beyond one time. But I will definitely be including it in future ephemera because I enjoyed working with it. So 2 tags of that. And then we have our decoupaged napkin on a flashcard tag. A couple of what I called Raggedy Ann's pigtail little paper clips. And then I also included the Raggedy Ann and Andy story. I think a lot of people really enjoyed the story that I included with this month's series. I definitely, like I said, I'm kind of a history person myself, and I love to research and find out things about things that have happened in the past and why things are the way they are. And I'll be doing the same thing with Sunbonnet Sue. I found out things I did not know about her, which is interesting. I think you guys will find it interesting too. And for anyone who likes that darker, I guess, side a little bit, I don't know what to call it. There is the option of doing a quote, quote, naughty Sunbonnet Sue because it became a thing in the 80s.
Shauna, do you want your number to be 8 or 4?
Okay. So we've got our numbers in. Has Shauna responded? Okay. Oh, thanks, Shauna, for saying the shaker's adorable. All right.
Okay, so she said 4.
Okay.
All right, so...
Oh, okay. So, Kat, I see that you picked 33. Did you change that because we're picking 1 to 25? I didn't want to not give you a chance to change your number if you want to change your number. Okay, perfect. Oh, someone told her that. Thank you so much, Sandra, for helping jump in there and help me. Thank you. All right. So, has everybody got their number in? I'm going to go ahead and put stop, and then we will pick a winner.
So I have the winner in my head right now.
Okay, let me hit stop real quick. All right, Piper, what number did you draw?
I drew 3, and our winner is Shauna.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. All right, so the number is 3, and that makes Shauna our winner. And she had what number did she have?
She had 4.
Okay, so she's over, so she wouldn't be the winner. It's anyone. So did we not have anyone below 3? Sorry, Shauna. The rule was if you couldn't go over the number. We will draw another number if there's no one. I'm so sorry.
Close.
Okay, so.
Yeah, no one's under.
Okay, so what we're going to do, because the rule is it can't go over the number picked. So since 4 is over 3, we're going to draw another number until we find one that, sorry about that, guys. I think it's just some of the nature of a giveaway. There's going to be a little hiccups. I feel horrible though. Gosh.
Can they have the same number as the number I choose?
It can be, yes, as long as it's not over.
So the winner would be Jennifer.
All right, let me look and see. Let's see. Number 13. Go ahead and put 3 back in there. Number 13. Perfect. Yep, you're right. All right, Jennifer, you are the winner. And if you will just email me, my email address is in the description part of this video. And you did number 13, and you did giveaway 2. So now we're going to give away the monthly journal. Go ahead and put this number back in there. And when I'm through doing this giveaway, don't hop off because I've got an announcement I want to make, and there's still a chance to win another item. It just won't be during the live. It will be once this live is viewable. You can leave a comment, and then everyone that leaves a comment that's a subscriber will go into a drawing, and I will draw that at the end of the month and get it shipped out on the 1st, assuming I hear from you about your address.
No, you're good, Sandra. Thank you.
Okay.
She posted your email in chat.
Oh, thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. Okay, so here's the cover. And again, for this series, you talk about like how I picked my themes and that sort of thing. My brother gave me this quilt. He does a lot of Goodwill auctions online, and this happened to be what he purchased, came wrapped in, was this quilt. And it was a small one. It was not even lap size. It was meant to be like a children's quilt. And he thought I would like it, and I did. So that's what inspired this whole theme this month. All right, so we have.
It is really cute, cat.
We have the shaker pocket and one of the napkin decoupage tags with an image on it. And then I got to thinking, I thought they looked cuter without an image. I mean, this one's cute, but I thought they looked a little busy. So that's when I kind of switched it up and changed my mind how I was going to do those. Here's some of the signatures. That's one thing you'll notice about my journals. I have a lot of writing space in all my journals, and mainly because the feedback I've gotten locally, because before recently I've only sold journals to people in my community. They use them for writing journals, where we use ours for memory keeping, art journals, layouts, different things like that. They actually use them to journal in, and that's always been the feedback. I wish it had more pages I could actually write on, things like that. So I've always made sure that my journals have plenty of surfaces to write on. We've got that vintage invitation, coloring book page, teacher planner, some pages from the book. Oh, this is a photo out. I actually had 2 of those books. The one that is in the giveaway, I had 2 of them, thinking I would use one for images when I did the book for ephemera, and realized pretty quick that the pages and the images were just kind of too big to do that. Another one of the shaker cards, and a pocket, one of the journaling cards in it. The story of Raggedy Ann and Andy. Corner topper. Okay. Let me type in giveaway number 3 real quick so you guys can be putting in your number, and then I'll finish going through this. Again, we're going to do 1 through 25. 1 through 25 is the number. And it's the closest without going over. Okay. And this is a top tuck. And this is just where I had the cross stitch pages, and this was one of the images that came with that. Just cut it out to use. I really liked using the cross stitch in the theme of the journal. I thought that was neat. And then we've got our Raggedy Ann and Andy, or Raggedy Ann tag in the back. All right, let me get this tied up and put back in, and we'll see what number Piper drew and go from there. Oops, sorry guys, I just shook you.
Hi, Cat.
All right, let's see here. So we have all right. Piper, did you draw a number?
Yep.
And what number did you get?
It's 14, and Stacy is our winner.
Awesome. Thank you for helping me with this. It helps so much. Awesome, Stacy. How exciting. Okay. So again, don't go anywhere, guys. I wanted to go over, I want to flip through the little golden book that will be the giveaway for anyone that wasn't able to make it to the live, or anyone that was in the live that did not win. So you guys still have a chance of winning. All right. That right up there. Okay, let me put that back in there. We're done with those numbers, but I want to hang on to them for the next month's giveaway. That way we don't have to redo them. Okay, so here is the latest little golden book I've got stocked full of all kinds of goodness and fun stuff. Start to flip through. Okay, so this is the Raggedy Ann and Andy Rainy Day Circus. Originally, I hadn't planned on doing this, and something happened when I was making this journal, and I'm going to show you what happened so you'll know. And for me, it's not, it makes it where I would never sell it. But if it was me, I'd still totally use this journal and would love to have it. So I figured it would be a good way of giving it, just give it away. So when I was making this, I had this laying near one of my trimmers when I was trimming paper. And you can see right here, I cut into this book ever so slightly. And like I said, some people may never even notice it, except that I'm pointing it out. But definitely want to point that out. But it's a giveaway item now. And this will be for after the live is over. That video will become available to rewatch. And all you have to do is leave a comment of what your favorite childhood toy was. And your name will get put in a drawing. I'll draw that at the end of the month. Reach out, let you know that you won. And then get your address and all of that. And just as soon as I get your address, I'll get it shipped to you. Okay, so let's go through this journal. I've got one of the double-decker fabric pockets here in front, and I've got a library card, a couple of the Raggedy Ann and Andy pockets and tickets. And then I have one of the little paper clips, a vintage Raggedy Ann and Andy card, and a journal card. Fabric ruffle, and the story is intact, so this book could be read to a grandchild, a child, be given to a child. Got the Raggedy Ann popcorn bag with tag.
I want to know which video they should comment under.
This one right here, the one, so not while we're live, but here in about an hour or so, this live will actually be able to be watched over. And at that point, all of our chats, or all of the information in the chat goes away, but you can still leave comments, like, that sort of thing. And I just ask that you like it, leave a comment, and then you'll have that chance to win this journal here. And plus it gives anyone who takes the time to watch this live after the fact thinking, hey, you know, I missed out, I'm not going to get to win anything. And surprise, I have a chance to win a journal. And I thought that would be kind of nice because I know people have other commitments and not always able to just tune into a live. We've got the story of Raggedy Ann and Andy. Was there any other questions, Piper? And I've got a little vintage children's book page that I thought looked cute with the journal. Another fabric ruffle. A vintage playing card and a children's book page. One of the corner embellishments. And here's where I use the heart to make a pocket. It's got a little card and a vintage flashcard, one of those images from the cross stitch book tucked in. And then made this ephemera on my live where I was testing so I'd know how to do it. And it has a journaling spot here. A little piece of paper tucked in, some tags. Here's a tag.
They said I'm such a great helper.
You are. I tell you what, you are invaluable. You've made this so much easier having you for a helper. My goodness, I don't think I could have done it. It would not have been as smooth. Let's put it that way. And then another pocket back here in the back full of goodies. So guys, this is the journal that you can win by leaving a comment when this live is up for replay. Again, just like the video if you don't mind. Leave the comment about what was your favorite toy growing up, which one sticks out. And thank you so much for being here and supporting me. I appreciate it so much. I'm having such a good time. It's fun to be able to have another audience to share my creative process with. I know I actually feel like I get so much support from the YouTube community because most people locally, they think it's neat that I do this kind of stuff, but a lot of them don't understand junk journaling at all. So you guys get it. But thank you. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and thank you for spending an hour with me and Piper. Do you want to say bye, Piper?
Bye.
Bye.